Even though I'm going to be talking about this on my podcast later tonight, I wanted to basically get my opinions on this channel as well, because I already know that I think other people are going to have to talk, but I'm basically going to make sure I get my opinion out. Now, if I can give my opinion out on the podcast as well, that's good. I mostly moderate, let other people have their opinions, but we're going to talk about Whoopi Goldberg's quote unquote wrongful and hurtful comments. And I want people to understand if you're about to go into mainstream media, I want people to realize your freedom of speech is not guaranteed there. Yes, in America we supposed to have this freedom of speech. And here's the thing about mainstream media, because whoever they cater to, that's who are they going to like lean towards if you say some quote unquote wrongful or hurtful comments. All right, I don't see people say wild shit and then still keep their job, but I don't hear people say like not even in my opinion offensive, but people want them fired or suspended or not. The Holocaust is one of them. If you don't know shit about the Holocaust, do not speak about it. If you don't know shit about the Holocaust, do not speak about it. Now, even though I'm going to be talking about it because most people just know like Hitler bad man killed 6 million Jews and a lot of people was tortured, gas chambers, concentration camps. They know the basic shit. You won't know the most deep shit unless you don't talk to somebody who was a Holocaust survivor, which I'm pretty sure there's still a couple of them alive. I don't know, or if they told the stories or not. So this was about Mouse, and I guess the Mouse was about the Holocaust or some shit like that, right? And they was talking about it. First of all, and I'm saying this, even if I do, let's say if I make the mainstream media, even if I even if I do know my knowledge about the Holocaust, which I know, but I'm pretty sure there's stuff that even I don't know about the Holocaust. But you know, even then, I'm keeping my mouth shut. And it's not that it's like if you're working for because one thing it's just that not being afraid if you're working for them, you're under their rules and under their, sometimes like I said, your freedom of speech can go only as far as the producers up top, which I'm pretty sure some of them are Jewish themselves. So, Whoopi Goldberg said, because they were talking about Mouse, and quote, personally, I'm because I guess it was banned in schools or some shit like that. And it goes, personally, I'm shocked because given the story of Mouse, I'm surprised that's what made you uncomfortable. The fact that there was some nudity. It's about the Holocaust, the killing of 6 million people. End quote. As the host continues to discuss the banning of certain books, critical race theory, and other hot button education issues, circle back to the Holocaust. Quote, if you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it. The Holocaust isn't about race. It's not about race. It's about a man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about. That's what she said, and that's what got her suspended. Now, I'm going to now. If anybody in here is Jewish, you can. I welcome you. Educate me, because I'm not gonna. Because what I'm about to say, I don't think it's anti-Semitic, but I feel like you got to understand where you come from. Me going to the Navy, I realized that other countries got their other bullshit to deal with. Black people, but I also realized that other countries they got reprimand or they got reparations for some of the shit, especially the Jewish people. They got reparations for the shit that happened to them. Black people, we still have not gotten reparations. So when you talk about torture and the killings and all the other stuff, it's like to black people, to majority of black people, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Anybody here that's Jewish, it falls on you. Like we feel for y'all because y'all shouldn't go for that, but to a point, it falls on deaf ears because we've been enslaved ourselves. It was like our country, like our people has been enslaved. Our country has been tortured for 400 years. So, and me personally, I'm not going to compare the Holocaust to slavery because it's both torture and it's both horrible and it both shouldn't have been done. But I will say this. I have seen some Jewish people call themselves white. There are black Jews. And there are black Jews, and I feel like a lot of people don't really. I know there's different types of Jews. There's Ethiopian Jews. It's the I can never pronounce it, so I'm just gonna call AK because that's what the first two letters of it. The AK Jews is a. I'm not being disrespectful. I just don't know how to pronounce it. But the AK Jews, you got those people. Um, it was funny because the question is, are you a race or are you a religion? And the way I've been seeing it, it's dependent on which I want to get offended about. Because I've seen, even though you will consider yourself Jews, a lot of people look at yourself as white. A lot of people will fall under that white moniker, even though there are some countries they're not really getting that considerations like Irish people, because Irish people went through their bullshit, but because it was like those Irish people that were slaves too, but they don't tell you they was like slaves for like 7 fucking years, and then they was able to get free, and then all of a sudden they fell under the white moniker, so they could be just as racist to blacks as there was. Especially American, like there's still countries in Africa, they still have slavery and all that other shit. And Africa and America, and especially some of the Caribbean islands like Haiti and the Dominican Republic, slavery has really done affected those there. Haiti done fought for their freedom. America is like, we done fought for our freedom, but we're still going through our bullshit. Obviously, there's no more slavery in America, but there's shit that still affected us, that still like fucked us over for generations. Not like I said, the Holocaust, 6 million Jews, horrible thing. Hitler, bad guy, a piece of shit. All that other stuff. But to some people, and I'm not saying me, but to some black people, it doesn't come near as the shit that black people has gone through for slavery, especially for generations. Especially the way we look at Jewish people as a community, and they're a tight-knit community, and they're within, they do shit within the community. The money comes into the community. They fucking do family. So anytime when, black person say, oh, we need to get like the Jews, y'all get mad. We've seen it every time. And people, oh, these are wrongful and hurtful comments. Do I think Whoopi Goldberg's comments was wrong and hurtful? No. It's not. It's because what she said is on point. Especially if you look at yourself as a religion, that was man's inhumanity to man. A man, Hitler, the Nazis, showing their inhumanity and also superiority to fucking another man or another religion, or to a group of white people that they thought that was inferior. What she said was not wrong. It was actually, honestly, it fucking helps your point if you really look at it. But I don't know why people, it's just like, oh, do you look at yourself as a race or a religion? If you look at yourself as a religion, you can't really get mad. If you really look at yourself as a race, I can see where your anger is, but at the same time, it's still, I can see where your anger is at that. But you got to understand that us black people, we've been through our shit too. And I do feel, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure the Jewish people feel bad about what happened with black people with slavery, but history also shows that some of the Jews have been, has contributed to the slavery and to the slave trades and all that other stuff. So that's why this is probably another reason why a lot of black people, when we look at the Jewish people like that, we look at, y'all fucked us over too. A lot of black people look at Jews like, y'all fucked us over too. I don't know if this, now you can, that's why I feel like all the Jews have a problem with fucking Louis Farrakhan. They look at him as an anti-Semite and all that stuff, and he's just telling you what the Jews was doing to black people too, or Jewish people was helping some of the trades, because you was. I'm probably never getting on mainstream after this, but we're gonna have to have that talk. And this is what I have a problem with. Even if you feel like she was miseducated, all you gotta do is educate her. If you feel like that. But you also gotta take, y'all people gotta take some of that hits too. Not with the Holocaust, obviously, but especially like the way black people look at Jews. Because we can't even say because black people, we can't even say we need to get like the Jews. Because y'all think we're, how can I say this? And this is like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but every time it's because someone said because that's the same type of thought that got the Jewish people into the Holocaust in the first place. And to me, I disagree with that because black people, we don't want to be superior over no one. We just want our own shit. Black people done said this for the fucking longest. We don't want to be superior over anybody. We just want our own shit. I'm pretty sure there are black people that feel like we are superior than any other race. Yes. But majority of black people is just, we want our own shit. Jewish people, you have your own shit. The Latino community, they fuck with us a little bit, but they have their own shit. Asians, you have your Chinatowns, you have your Korean towns, Japanese people, they probably have their towns, they have their own shit. Black people, we really don't have our own shit. If you don't count Atlanta and some shit like that, but, otherwise, we don't really have our own shit, not like the way other races do. We're still fighting for shit. We're still fighting for shit, that will help black people and all that stuff. And we get white people just like, oh, what about our poverty and all that other stuff? It's just like, then your people handle this shit. Our people trying to get our own shit on, because anything black people do, other races copy it. We're not being fucking egotistical when we say we are the blueprint. We really fucking are the blueprint. History has shown we are the blueprint. We do shit and people copy off of that shit. And we're not saying that to be superior to other races, but it is fucking true. I don't think a lot of people understand that. But Whoopi being suspended is also the reason, and I'm going to keep refuting this, or I'm going to keep saying this until we do. We need to get our own shit. We need to get our own shit. And honestly, we need to have that discussion with I don't know if there's have been discussions, but I would like to see an open discussion between Louis Farrakhan and a rabbi. Let them have their debates. Let them have their conversations. Maybe because I feel like anything, even this could be settled in a conversation. This could be settled in a conversation. Just get Farrakhan, get his shit, talk his shit, get a rabbi y'all respect, get him to talk his shit and all that stuff, and then we get to it. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing our black celebrities, and I'm honestly, if you're in the mainstream media, stay away from the Holocaust. If you're a black person in the mainstream media, stay away from the Holocaust. Just stay away from it. Anytime they mention the Holocaust, I got nothing to say. But no, I want black. You know what? Because I understand. Because the fact that we don't have our own shit, we do have to go to the white man for shit like this. You think Steve Harvey's gonna be touched? He said, I don't know. That's why Steve Harvey was like, I don't know a damn thing about slavery. You know why? Because that's such a sensitive topic that he knows that even if he's right, he could be fired or suspended. There was nothing wrong with what Whoopi Goldberg said. There was literally nothing wrong. If you break it down, there is literally nothing wrong. She's actually really fucking correct. If you look at us as men, are we all men? Are we all humans? If you break it down to a human spectrum, she is correct. Now, like I said, if you look at it as a religion, then you got to consider yourself white. Because I just wonder, is like, do Jewish people consider themselves white? And I know a couple of them consider themselves white. I was like, some people that said they're Jewish. Now, is that like, this a whole thing? And I even read this a whole thing where it's just like, are you a race or you a religion? And I feel like them not deciding on it, I don't want to say it's genius, but it gives them the permission to be offended to shit like this. Even if Whoopi was right, it gives them an opinion. It gives them something to, like, how can I say this? It lets them be offended for shit that, you're not really supposed to be offended over. Like people saying we need to get like anytime a black person We need to get like the Jews. We need to have our own community like the Jews. We need to do, invest in families like the Jewish people do. Because, like I said, Jewish people get mad when you say that shit. And I'm like, why? Why? We don't want to take from you. And it's like, and I've seen it. I see because they said it in Nick Cannon. It's just that it was the same type of mentality they have. I said no, it wasn't. No, it was not. They thought they were superior, so they try to look at y'all as inferior and take away your livelihoods and just eradicate y'all. Black people don't want to do that. For many of times, black people, we let people in. And that's been, we don't get, matter of fact, we're very shitty at gatekeeping. To a fact that, depending on how you look at it, we would say our black genes and, our black genes and your white genes is going to make you black. You're still black. You're just like, if you believe in the one drop rule and all this stuff, because our genes are superior. We're shitty at gatekeeping. To where we go outside of race, it's like, oh no, you still a black child. And yet the white, and you know what? The white people treat it like that too. So but then again, I've had this talk about the one drop rule already, that we really need to look. There are things that are old that we should really be looking at. As one drop rule is anything, and the Jewish people, are you a race or religion, or are you a mix of both, or whatever? Because if you're a mix of both, then you really shouldn't have a problem with what Whoopi Goldberg said. But a lot of y'all just offended. A lot of y'all just offended just to be offended. I don't think she said anything wrong. Because if you break it down to a human spectrum, she is correct. It was a man's... Let me read it again. God damn it. I had it. It's about a man's inhumanity to man. In which she is right. The minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other. It's a problem. It doesn't matter if you're black or white because black, white, Jews, everybody. To me, there's nothing wrong with what she said. But you're going to get mad. But I see a lot of y'all get offended. And there's you need to educate her. I said, if you're going to educate about y'all history, you need to talk about the shit y'all did to black people as well. But y'all not going to talk about that. Y'all not going to talk about. Y'all not going to talk about y'all fucking contribution to slavery. But like I said, we are never going to have this conversation because the world runs on chaos. We need to have some type of chaos. We need to have some type of drama. We will never be a peaceful planet because the world will not want us to be peaceful. The whole thing about world peace is to me, as optimistic as I can be, I don't see it ever happening because no one wants to solve their problems, including some races, white people in general. Because I've seen a lot of white tubers. I've seen a lot of white. I watched one white tube. She not compared to what Sharon Osbourne or what fucking Roseanne shit. And I was like, bruh, stop it, stop your white fragility. This one. And a lot of people gonna look at me. It's like, what you said. They're probably gonna look at this as just and they're probably gonna call it reverse racism. And I need to get finish the video on reverse racism because I always say if reverse racism really is a thing and that's the thing y'all invented, it's y'all fault. Why are we like this? It goes back in history. Let's go back in history of what your ancestors have done to our people. Why do you, the whole reverse racism thing that a lot of people, why are we like this? Let's take it because everything happens. It's there's a reason. We're not fucking racist to white people for no reason. If you are looking at racism as that aspect, we are not that way for a reason. If every black man and every black woman is fuck white people, there's a reason behind that. Look at your history. Now let's talk about that. Let me know what y'all think. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I am out. Peace.